Hey everyone, welcome to Digit. Andrew here again. It's the last week of the lockdown, and a lot of you guys might have exhausted watching all the shows and the films that you guys have put in the background before. But today we're going to be recommending a few superhero films on Prime Video. And you guys may have watched a bunch of these as well, but if there's a good time to rewatch any of this, it's probably now. Just a bit about superheroes in general, as you've seen in modern times, most of these heroes essentially have kind of conquered the box office, and everyone knows the names of like Batman, Superman, Thor, Iron Man, these Marvel and DC characters. And it wasn't always like this in the world of film. Back in the day, you'd have movies like the big flop, which was Daredevil. Blade did make money, but that was a hard R-rated film. Right now, though, superheroes are all the rage, as you can see, like with the Marvel movies making a ton of money, with even DC films making a ton of money. It's a great time to be a superhero fan. So, without further ado, let's check out these superhero films on Prime Video. And also remember, subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification button for notifications as well. So, here we go. First up we've got is Blade. The first Blade film was truly a revolution for its time. Released in 1998, Blade stars Wesley Snipes as the half-vampire, half-human, butt-kicking slayer who makes it his mission to hunt down the vilest vampire of them all in Deacon Frost, played with manic glee by Stephen Dorff. The film also gave Marvel its first real hit with the R-rated superhero flick, and since then it's been a steady stream of PG-13 films. The action is tight and the story isn't too complicated as to bog the film down. So, if you haven't checked out Blade, this is probably the best time to do so. Up next, we've got The Incredible Hulk. Well, this is the second Hulk reboot, and it was one of the first few films to be released by a fledgling Marvel studio. This is way back in the day. This is before the company struck gold with Iron Man, so they kind of put all their chips on the Green Giant, but it didn't really pan out. And while the film didn't really crush box office records, it did relatively well and gave Marvel the sort of foothold it needed to release the first Iron Man film. And, well, as you all know, the rest they say is history. Up next, we've got Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was truly a breath of fresh air in the theatres and really put DC on the map after the comic book giant had released a bunch of films that just did not seem to resonate with audiences. The film stars the ethereal Gal Gadot and tells the story of Diana of Themyscira as she navigates the perils of World War I and tries her best to fit in with the world of man. The film definitely has a ton of heart and is definitely worth a watch. Check it out. Up next, we've got Daredevil. Okay, so we'll admit, this isn't the best representation of the character of Daredevil, but the film kind of actually works despite it all. The film stars Ben Affleck as the titular Daredevil and has its fair share of action sequences, and at the end of the day is a tender love story between Daredevil and Elektra the Assassin. Also, Colin Firth totally crushes it as the villainous Bullseye in a performance for the ages. So if you really want to take a trip down memory lane as far as superheroes come, it does not get any better, or worse I guess, than Daredevil. Up next we've got Man of Steel. Man of Steel basically saw Zack Snyder bring his trademark style to the DC universe in a really big way. As you guys know, Man of Steel is basically an origin story wrapped up in a slick action film, and for the first time on the big screen we got to see the iconic destruction of Krypton and Superman's real first adventure as he battles General Zod and his army of zealots, who basically are hell-bent on destroying Earth and turning it into a new Krypton. Plus, Henry Cavill totally pulls off the red cape and blue suit, and we can't imagine anyone else playing the role after. Man of Steel is an awesome watch. Up next we've got another DC film on the list, which is Aquaman. With the number of production problems this film faced, we were kind of unsure that it was even going to be released. But as fate would have it, Aquaman came out with a bang and really put DC on the map. It was all good in the end as the film really raked in the big bucks, and director James Wan is now in charge of a whole bunch of other DC properties. Plus, we finally got to see Jason Momoa as Aquaman on the big screen, and it was glorious. Aquaman is a great watch, it's fun for the whole family, and it's a great DC film. Then we've got Venom. To be fair, this film was not even supposed to work and there wasn't too much hype behind it, but surprisingly, Venom is a pretty good superhero film. Starring Tom Hardy as Spider-Man's greatest villain, Eddie Brock, Venom is a funny yet action-packed superhero tale that does not take itself too seriously. Now imagine a race of sentient parasites that bond with their hosts to give them incredible powers, and basically that's what Venom is. The film also features Riz Ahmed as a ruthless tech mogul who wants to use these parasites to jumpstart humanity's evolution into something way more sinister. Venom is a ton of fun. Up next, we've got a really fun DC film in Shazam. DC Comics made the surprising decision to hire horror film director in David F. Sandberg to helm Shazam, but it somehow works. And just like Wonder Woman, Zachary Levi really adds a ton of heart to the film, which is why it's one of the better superhero films out there. The movie deals with the story of a young Billy Batson who is turned into the hero Shazam as he battles Mark Strong's Dr. Sivana and his 7 deadly sins. The film is all heart and has some real laugh out loud moments as well. Truly a film for the whole family. Check it out, Shazam, ladies and gentlemen. And we've saved the best for last. Batman vs Superman may not have had the most coherent plot out there, but it more than makes up for it with excellent direction and visual effects. And who didn't lose it when they first saw Superman and Batman standing next to each other on the big screen, right? To be honest, all of us went nuts when that first happened. Plus, we got to see a toned down version of Doomsday, which is a bit of a letdown, but hey, at least you got a great fight out of it, right? And it sets up the Justice League, which sadly isn't available on Amazon Prime, but do check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, that was it, ladies and gentlemen, the best superhero films on Prime. We've got a whole bunch of other videos like this. You'll probably find them down in the description below. It's like stuff like fantasy films on Netflix, fantasy shows on Netflix, stuff like that. We're also going to keep coming out with more entertainment listers, so do let us know what kind of stuff you want to watch. Leave them in the comments down below. And do remember, again, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button for notifications. My name is Andrew, and from all of us at Digit, thank you guys for watching. See you all next time.